You might think that you're nothing special in this world. You might think that there's no situation where the rules that apply to everyone else don't apply to you. And that might sound like it's a bad thing, that you're limiting yourself, that you're making yourself seem small. I don't think it's a bad thing, but at the same time, you have to remember that you are special. And if you don't believe that, then let me give you some proof. Let's think about what it takes to get you here. You, specifically. Well, it takes two people loving each other very much and having you, deciding to have you, or maybe not even deciding to have you, not expecting to have you. So, not only is it possible that you weren't even planned, it is certain that you weren't planned. Because even if two people say, hey, we want to have a child, they don't know when a child is going to come. And they don't know what child is going to come. There are so many different combinations that can come together to form a person. And you came together at the exact time and date from the exact two people in the exact city with the exact friends and just people surrounding you, the exact environment that made you you. And I don't know how far along you are on your journey of life, but for me, I'm someone who does not believe in things happening for no reason. So if you're here and you're still here, it's for a reason, which is special. It is special that you get to be here. It is special that you are going after whatever it is that you're going after. Even if it feels like all the rules of life apply to you, and sometimes they're even more strict for you than for other people. It might feel like the world's against you at times. I know I felt that way on several occasions. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Why can't I catch a break? Why can't things be easy for me once? Why does life feel like it's on hard mode? All of these questions I've asked myself. But I'm going to tell you why. It's because I've gone through different situations in life, not assuming that I was special. And there's one time that I did do that, and from the outside looking in, it looked like life was on easy mode. And this was in middle school. I tried out as an eighth grader, as a sixth grader for the 8th grade basketball team. And I don't know how it was in your town. I don't know if you've ever tried out for a sports team. I don't know if you play basketball. I don't know any of those things. But in my town, 6th graders did not try out for the 8th grade team. 6th graders definitely didn't play on the 8th grade team. So when I showed up to tryouts, guess what? They looked at me crazy. And I was 100% serious. I said, hey, I want to try out for the 8th grade team. Boom, hey, can I just try out? They said no. I was so sure of myself that I tried to ask again. I tried to ask in a different way, and they said no. And they laughed at me a little bit, but I think they could also tell that I was serious and that there was a reason why I trusted myself to go to that tryout and offer my talents, basically. Now, fast forward a couple of days later, there's tryouts for the 6th and 7th grade team. 6th and 7th grade team only was going to keep 3 6th graders. So out of probably 40 6th graders, 3 were going to be selected. That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of people to choose from. But my mindset of going in and saying, hey, okay, I already went, I was prepared to try out for the 8th grade team. This is nothing. It separated me from the other 6th graders. It separated me from the other 7th graders. To the point where, when the season started, I became the leading scorer on that 6th and 7th grade team. where I was supposed to be one of the younger kids, kind of getting my feet wet, just being a part of the team, and then waiting my turn for the next year. No, I was able to be the best player on that team. I don't want to say so myself, but that's just what was being said, and I'm kind of looking up like, whoa, I didn't even expect this to be what was going on. I just wanted to come in and do my best and play the game at the highest level possible. That's why I went to the 8th grade tryouts. At the same time, though, I believed I was special. That doesn't mean that I didn't believe the people around me were special. I didn't really believe anything about the people around me. I didn't believe anything about the other kids. I wasn't looking at what the other kids were doing. I just knew what I brought to the game, what I brought to that team was special, and it was something that we needed. That's what I did know. So I was just focused on bringing that every day. And if my teammates also brought something special, I wasn't jealous. I wasn't any of these things. I wanted them to. And this is great for me because I'm going into my 8th year of playing professional basketball now. And it's good for me to kind of reflect on this. Understanding that, and my camera is kind of going crazy here in these curves. Oh, do you still see me? Can you find me? Oh, there we go. It's something for me to reflect on and understand, because you have to feel like what you bring is special. If you don't feel like what you bring, what you've worked on for so long is special, guess what? Nobody's gonna ask you to bring it. I love to use food as an example, or like a cookout. Think about this, right? Everybody is supposed to bring something to the cookout, and your one thing is going to be the only thing that lets people know if you can cook or not. So if you say, hey, I'm going to make some beans, but I don't want the beans to take away from Frank's ribs. Frank is making ribs, and I don't want to take away from Frank. Well, guess what? Ribs and beans go great together. So if you say, let me just not put the extra cinnamon and sugar in the beans or the ground beef, I'm not going to put the ground beef in the beans, I'm just going to open the can and pour that in so that Frank knows that he's making the ribs, and everyone puts the attention on Frank because Frank is special. Frank gets to make the ribs. I don't know if you're tracking with what I'm saying. Possibly not. I'm working on communicating a lot clearer. That's part of this challenge of me making a YouTube video every single day. But for me, it's pretty clear. A lot of people say, hey, I'm going to kind of take the special stuff out of these beans so that the other people around me don't feel like they're not special. And guess what? All it does is make you not you, which is not special. You being you and being the best version of you is you assuming, hey, I'm special. I'm so special that it doesn't matter what the people around me are doing. That's going to shine through. Not over them, with them. If other people decide not to shine, that's on them. Just like if you decide not to shine, that's on you. Other people shining around you does not mean that you can't shine. In fact, people shining around you should make it easier for you to shine. It should show you how to shine even better. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand that sometimes you just don't have the opportunity. But the opportunity always presents itself at some point. And when it does, you want to be used to shining. You want to be used to, and my camera's going with the curves. I hope you're not getting seasick out here, but you want to be ready when the moment calls for it. When the moment calls for you to be special, you don't want to have to be like, oh, now I got to figure out how to be special. When they say, hey man, it's time for the bean making competition, and beans are the only thing that people are asking for, you want to know, okay, yeah, I know I can make my beans special. Boom. Beans, big beans. I got a whole tin of beans. With the cinnamon, with the ground beef, with the sugar, everything. The full recipe, and I've been making it anytime beans have been asked for. That's what it means to recognize how special you are. That's what it means to know your worth. To go into every situation assuming that you're special, regardless of if they even want you to be special or not. Some people don't want you to be special, but the special people still show up as a special person, whether it's asked for or not. Because some people, I like to say this, I like to tell myself and remind myself they don't know you exist. Because if someone is special, nobody's going to assume that you're special. Somebody who's special breaks the rules that everyone has in their minds. So, like for me, I was a 6th grader saying I was trying out for the 8th grade team. It was breaking the rules of our town's basketball program. Nobody had heard of that or seen that before. But I felt like I could do it. So I went for it. And they said no. But later that year, after I showed what I could do on the 6th and 7th grade team, I was asked to play for the 8th grade team. And I'd played multiple games as a 6th grader on the 8th grade team. The same team that I was not allowed to try out for. Why? Because I didn't take that no as a you're not worthy. I just took it as they don't know you exist. They don't know who you are. But they will. They'll find out. And when they do, they're going to treat you how you feel like you deserve to be treated. And I know that is not always the easiest thing to do. It is extremely hard to do. But it is the most rewarding thing ever. When you say, hey, no matter what people are saying, no matter what people think about me, no matter what is going on around me, I'm going to focus on being as special as I can be and being who I've been designed to be, then all the other stuff works itself out. The people who are doubting you, the people who aren't putting you in the position to be successful, all the nonsense that you're probably dealing with right now, that goes away. Because not because it actually goes away, but because you can only focus on so much. So if you're focused on being special, it doesn't even really get to you. You see it's going on. Just like I knew some people might have said, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. He came to try out for the 8th grade team. But it didn't really matter to me because I knew what my goal was and I knew what I could do in my mind. And even if I had never played for the 8th grade team, that wouldn't have changed what I thought. So, I know, bouncing a little bit all over the place. Same topic, but I have some interesting analogies and stories and all this different stuff. And yeah, I'm just continuing to get better every day, just like you. So if you want to continue to see that, continue to monitor my progress and see how I do on this challenge, then make sure you subscribe. But before we get into my little outro here that I do on every video, I want you to remember, as always, that the best is yet to come. And I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you on the next video, which you should find right here. And like I said, the option to subscribe and see how I continue to progress into becoming a special YouTuber is right here. I'll see you wherever you choose to see me next. Oh yeah, and I got a haircut. Let me know what you think.